Hey guys, it is about, gosh, it's already almost 1 o'clock. So I'm getting kind of a late start today because I was just like basically locked in at the computer all morning editing the first day of the vlog. So you will have seen it 3 days ago. Um, but it's posting today. The first one's posting today. So I spent a little while doing that, and then I actually just, surprise, surprise, wrapped up this project that I've been working on. So I sent them the finals, but was expecting to have some amount of small edits still to do, like tweaking color, adding highlights or whatever. I mean, I was very happy with how they were. They were finished in my opinion, but usually clients will ask for little tweaks, but they didn't ask for any tweaks. So yeah, I just had to then set up the download. So that took a little bit of time because I hadn't exported the high res files or anything, and then had to put them in Dropbox and all of that. So yeah, so that's done, and I'm kind of surprised because that means I have actually um, won't have to some I won't have to be doing that next week. So I had kind of planned time in my schedule to be doing those edits next week, but it's already done. So I'm in the kitchen now, as you can see. So I'm probably gonna grab some lunch, and then after that we'll work on starting up this private commission that I'm working on. So yeah, that'll be the afternoon. Hey guys, so I'm back in the studio now, as you can see. And since I was able to wrap up on the big project early, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this private commission that I mentioned. And this is just something that I think, I can't remember where I got the message from the client first, but somebody just emailed me wanting to create a custom piece of artwork. And I basically have kind of like two kinds of clients, either clients that are going to use the artwork for commercial purposes, so for their business or for a product that they're making or that they're advertising. And that has one kind of process, and that was the project that I just wrapped up. Would have qualified as that kind of a project. And then the other main kind of client are just individuals, so people who want artwork for their homes, or sometimes they want to buy it as a gift. So anyway, this client had the idea to do a floral piece that was based on different astrology signs, and so it's like her and some friends, I guess, and they um, they have some special event coming up, and she wanted to have a piece that would represent each of their signs, and use a flower to do that. So I have already sent her this sketch, and here it is. So lately, since I got the iPad Pro at Christmas, I have been doing most of my sketches on here, and it's awesome because that's usually the phase where if a client is going to ask for a major change, like they want something, a totally different kind of poppy, for example, um, that that would happen at the sketch stage. So it's nice to do it digitally because it's easy to send to the client, and it's easier to make changes than it is on a pencil drawing. So yeah, this you can see is just a really simple line drawing. I have each of the 4 flowers as she requested, and the writing won't be on the final, but I just sometimes for non-visual people, and I don't assume that a client is a visual person. Sometimes for non-visual people, it's harder to picture what something's going to look like at the end. So I'll sometimes just include really simple notes like what color they're going to be and labeling things, just to try to make it clear. So she has already given the approval on this sketch. So I'm now going to print it out, and I'm just going to print it out to some really basic printer paper, and then I will use some transfer paper to transfer it to watercolor paper. So I'm going to get started on that. Okay, so I've just used AirDrop to transfer a JPEG of this sketch to my computer, and since this is going to be an 11 by 14, and I just want to use regular printer paper. I don't want to print it onto nice art paper. Since this is going to be a larger piece, I'm going to have to split this into 2 pieces and print them each out onto their own 8.5 by 11 paper, and then I'll do that. I'll do the transfer from that. So to do that, I pull the image into an image editing application, and I basically just use these artboards here to split it up into 2 pieces. The application I'm using is called Sketch, and it's what I do a lot of vector design in, and it's just the quickest way for me to do this. So then I will export each of these as their own JPEG. And I left some overlap in the middle, you can see, and that's just to make it easier to match up, so that I won't have any little missed components. So then I end up with 2 different JPEGs there, and I'm just going to print each of these out. So now that I've got them printed out, I just line them up, and I use a little piece of tape at the bottom and at the top to connect them. So I end up with one sketch. And then to transfer the sketch, I'm going to use, see drawer there. I use both white and black transfer paper, graphite paper. But for this one, since I'm going to be working on just a plain white background, I'm going to use the regular graphite transfer paper. And the stuff is great. I used to use it in school, and then I stopped using it for a while. But it's become especially useful since I've been doing more of my sketches digitally. This way I don't have to like do the pencil on the back of the paper to transfer it. I can just get one of these sheets, and this one I probably already used, I don't know how many times, but you can use each sheet a bunch of times. So what I'll do is take my 11 by 14 piece of paper and put the graphite transfer paper face down, and then the sketch goes on top of it, and you just trace out the lines. And this is nice because if you've already done all of your reworking and drawing and sketching digitally, then you know that it's going to be perfect the first time you do it. And even if you're doing your sketches by hand, which I do still sometimes do, I always prefer to do a sketch on like a piece of paper that I can throw away, because I can make changes a bunch of times, as opposed to doing the sketch directly on the nice watercolor paper. And then one other thing I'm going to do with this one, given that the botanicals are going to be really light colored and delicate, if I just go directly from the sketch to the graphite paper with just that one layer, this will come out pretty heavy, like heavier than I want. So if I really want the sketch to be light, I'll just add an extra layer in between the sketch and the graphite paper, and that just helps keep the graphite transfer lines from getting too heavy. So I'm going to go ahead, oops, I'm not making you guys too dizzy here. I'm going to go ahead and get started on transferring it. So once I've got it all transferred, I peel back the graphite paper, and then I'll look and see if there are any little smudges, because sometimes that happens with the graphite paper. You do have to be careful. So if there's any like obvious smudges, I'll clean those up first thing. And then if there are areas like this that got way darker than those light areas, I just try to take some of it up, some of the transfer graphite up, because I want it to be even all the way across the illustration. And overall, I'm looking for very light lines. I don't want to have any heavy lines that show through. And then there will be some areas like here where it's just not quite clear, or where the transfer didn't happen all the way, and I'll just go back over those really lightly with a hard pencil. All right, so that should be good to go. And usually when I do a time-lapse video or a process video for this channel, I usually start after I have the sketch. So either after I've done this or after I've drawn it on the watercolor paper if it's something really simple. So yeah, usually you see it from the point of the sketch on, but this is how the sketch gets transferred from the iPad to the paper. And I think I'm gonna probably, I won't do any more on this for today, but I think I probably will do a time-lapse video of this for next week's video. So stay tuned for that. Good morning, guys. It is about 11 a.m. on Saturday, July 2nd. And I never really ended yesterday's vlog because I just got engrossed on projects on the computer, editing websites and putting together, editing a website and starting to put together some proposals for new clients. And yeah, I just got really into that. And then all of a sudden the whole rest of the afternoon and evening had gone by. So I figured I would just go ahead and pick it up this morning and we'll put these 2 days together into one vlog. But yeah, so today's Saturday and usually I would work on Saturdays, but it's a really beautiful day and I haven't seen my brother in a little while, so I'm actually just about to leave and head up north of the city, and we're gonna meet up for lunch and then we're gonna drive up to Maine. There's a donut shop up there called Lil's that I've seen on Instagram and I really want to visit. So yeah, and Kevin's usually down for trying out different bakeries and going on food road trips. So gonna mix it up and actually have a Saturday off instead of Saturday working. So I'll include some of that, and then that'll be the wrap for my 5-day vlog project. So hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you north of the city. So we just left Lil's Donut Shop in Kittery, Maine, and oh, actually, were we going to keep it a secret? Do you want me to keep it a secret from the internet? Okay. I think the internet already knows because
the internet knows everything.
I found it on Instagram, but definitely we were just saying like the best donuts we've ever had. So we just spent like 2 hours in traffic because it's 4th of July weekend, so it was kind of a crazy drive to get up here, but. Well, you did the driving. Do you think it was worth the drive?
It was worth it. Those were excellent donuts.
Yeah, so now we are going to go, now that we've eaten Chipotle and more donuts than 2 people should eat, we're going to go, there's some outlets nearby, so we're going to spend some of our holiday weekend the good old-fashioned American way and go outlet shopping. So this may be where I wrap up the vlog for today. We'll see, and if it is, then I will see you in the next video, and if it's not, then I'll see you when I see you.